Yeah, Hershey announced that they're going to revert all Reese's items back to their classic real chocolate recipes by 2027. Because the new formulas taste waxier, more sugary, less distinctly peanut buttery. Hershey did it because the cocoa prices were high, but they're committed to going back to the old recipe. Yeah. I don't know, man. The chocolate in Reese's currently don't count as chocolate anymore. Yeah. I mean, if you're not even using real cocoa and your fake cocoa doesn't even taste like cocoa, or you're using so little of it that it's just all other stuff, then like, at what point is it just not chocolate anymore? You know? At what point do you just have to say, nah? Right? Yeah, how do you make Hershey chocolate more waxy? That's what I'm saying. I like Hershey's chocolate occasionally because I know what I'm getting into. I know it's shitty. I want it anyway, occasionally, and that's all right. But like, yeah, it's kind of waxy. It is. We know this. It's because it's an emulsified oil product, right? We know this. That's okay. There are plenty of other treats and goods and snacks and things that are just an emulsified oil product. That's a thing that is done in baking. It's fine. But there's a threshold where I'm like, this isn't even chocolate anymore. There's just no chocolate in this chocolate, you know? There's none. It's like Kraft singles you buy because you know it's shit. Yeah, it's just the same thing. It's the same thing, man. I fully know what it is. If I want real cheese, I'll go get real cheese. If I want cheese product, I'll go get cheese product. That's fine. That's fine. They have their place. They all do. But Kraft singles were not made because they were like, let's make a thing that's not real cheese. They were made because they were like, we want something that melts at a lower point. We want melty cheese that's quick and simple for a person at home to be using. We don't want it to be difficult to handle. And that's really it. And that's why they made it the way they did. They weren't like, let's make plastic. That wasn't really, that wasn't the idea. Yeah, hence cheese product. I mean, all they do to make Kraft singles, I've watched a video on this. All they do is they grind down cheddar and a bunch of normal natural cheeses and melt them. They grind them up and melt them. And then they put salts that emulsify them in there. And some other stuff like, they take like the protein from milk and put it in there. And that's all melted. And then they just make a sheet out of it. So it is like very much just a lot of cheese. And then they just emulsify this cheese. Yeah, it's like a solid fondue, exactly. So when people are like, it's not real cheese, it is. It's just like, you ever... It's like step 3 out of 100 in the process of turning lead into gold. You know, where they're like, put an eye of Newton here, right? It's like that, you know? So it's just a little powder in there and some science happens and you know, it becomes more melty, less solid. But it's real cheese that's put into it. So it's real thought as plastic cheese. No, that's just like anti-American internet speak. They're like, your cheese isn't real. It's literally ground up real cheese. Little milk protein, all water, and some yeah, I think it's sodium citrate that they use to emulsify it. That's all, man. Nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. It's not even like really bad for you or gonna kill you. And the reason why they do this, emulsifying is when you want to be able to get two things to bond together chemically or to mix together that don't want to mix. So oil and water don't mix, right? But if you whip it together for long enough, you can get them to temporarily mix, and that's emulsification. Sometimes you can get it to stay like that by adding other shit. That's like long-term emulsification. That's all they're doing to this cheese. They melt it, they put some water in and a little sodium citrate, which is an emulsifier. And it gets the cheese molecules to hold on to more of that water that they added. But that's it. The sodium citrate allows the water and the cheese, which don't really want to mix together, to mix together. That's all it is. But then people will be like, it's plastic. I'm sorry, there are no polymers in it. It's not. It's not plastic, man. It's literally just cheese, and they use science to have it hold on to more water so it can melt. That's all it is. Mayonnaise, go. Yeah, it's kind of like how you make some mayonnaise, a little bit. A little bit. Like casein causing the fat in milk to bind with the water. Yup. Yeah, you said the sole reason it has to be called cheese product is because with the stuff in there to help it melt and bond, the percentage of cheese curds is below 51%, therefore cannot legally be called cheese. It does contain a huge amount of actual cheese. Yeah. And a lot of the stuff that's added is just water. It's just water. You know what I mean? They're not like melting polymers down and adding it so that you can get shiny plastic cheese. I just don't like sciencey cheese. It's okay to be scared of the future. It's okay. I'll just, you're going to get left behind. You're going to be left behind because you don't understand the joys of super melty, low melting point cheese. Delicious. So good. So good. So long, old man. Why are the cheese curds low in the emulsified cheese? Because you have to add things to emulsify it. What is it emulsifying with? Water. So you have to add water. And then how do you get it to emulsify? Sodium citrate, put a little in there. It's a salt. Mix them together. To get the right texture, you have to put a lot of the water in. Because think of cheddar, too. Cheddar's like a hard block cheese, and it's relatively dry. You have to add a lot of water to get it to that texture that American cheese is. So that's why the curd ratio is low, is because, like, if you didn't add that much water, then you wouldn't achieve that, like, bendy, melty kind of thing. So that's really all it is. It's just the right ratio for it to come out nice. That's it. Thought Cheese Whiz was the cheese of the future. No, Cheese Whiz is actually kind of gross, though. Cheese Whiz is actually kind of nasty. Pretty nasty. You can also make sodium citrate by mixing baking soda and lemon juice. Yeah, but then people, when you tell them, oh, it's just sodium citrate, they're like, that's a chemical, it'll kill you. But it's the same way, like, water's a chemical. You know what I mean? They're like, sodium citrate sounds scary. Doesn't have a single word name. I will not eat it. Whatever. Cheese Whiz is nasty, though. It is nasty. It just doesn't taste good. Like, Kraft singles have a light flavor. They're not really a heavy, cheesy flavor. They're just there when you want some of that cheesiness on something. Pretty good, though. Not bad. Cheese Whiz, it doesn't even taste like cheese to me. I don't know. It's like something about it just tastes wrong. I think it's because they have to put even more oil in it, and then the way they like air whip it. I don't know. I don't like it. Maybe it's the aeration. Maybe it's just the texture that gets me. I haven't had it in a long time though. So if I try to think of the flavor, I don't know if it still tastes like that. It might be that the flavor I remember Cheese Whiz having might be so far in the past that it doesn't taste like that anymore. I don't know. I think I've seen Cheese Whiz a bunch because when I take my cats to the vet, they always have Cheese Whiz there for the dogs. They have Cheese Whiz, they have peanut butter, and they got milk bones. And they have them so that if they're dealing with a dog that just like they need to hold still for a second, they'll be like, here's a little Cheese Whiz. They love it. They love that shit, man. Delicious. For the dogs, at least. Not for me. But if they like it, they like it. I went somewhere with a friend. They were like, no, let me pay. We can only pay for one person and get 3 people in this thing free with my Groupon. And I was like, wait a minute, is this magic?